Hi there, it's Brandon, and today I'm going to be sharing with all of you my thoughts on VidCon 2015, and in particular, my thoughts on the all-new creator track, which was just added this year and ended up being completely awesome, so let's get into it. First thing is the creator pass itself is kind of cool. It's purple, it's cool, and it says creator on it, which distinguishes you kind of as a creator of internet video, which was awesome because when you were like talking to people out in the general areas, they kind of knew that you made videos, and it was cool to talk to other people who made videos and to kind of share channels and like do all that networking stuff like you're supposed to do as a good business person representing yourself. Yeah, the creator track experience itself was just so cool. Something that I really appreciated about the experience of having a creator pass was the fact that you could get away from downstairs. So the creators and industry had like the second floor all to ourselves. So like community pass members, which are mostly fangirls, had to stay downstairs, which was just kind of crazy. And there's like, oh, I don't even know what was happening down there half the time. But I just loved that I could get away, be in some quiet. They had workspaces, so if you wanted to edit videos or do other internet things or work or whatever, you could do that. And it made you feel special. It made you feel special on the inside, which was super cool because I'm not that special, I don't think, kind of, but I felt special. Now I want to get into a little bit about the panels that were offered at VidCon for the creators specifically. So one of the very first things I noticed about all the panels that were offered for the creator track was the diversity of topics that were offered. I was seriously impressed by the amount of different things that you could choose as a creator to go educate yourself on and talk about and learn about. For example, I went to a panel on character development with the BuzzFeed Violet staff. I went to a couple music panels. I went to an LGBT creator panel, and I also went to a science YouTube panel, which is just like kind of all over the place, but it's so incredibly cool that you could find things that are tailored to your interests, but still kind of go out and hear from YouTubers who are in a totally separate community and separate part of the internet that you normally don't exist on. It was just great to kind of be able to hear their perspective and see kind of how those communities function and how that's different. I don't know, it was great. It was definitely a sharing of ideas, which I think is one of the coolest parts about VidCon. Another thing that I thought was super cool about this year's creator panels compared to last year's community panels was the fact that there was space in all of the panels for everyone who wanted to be there. I got to go to every single panel that I wanted to, except for the ones that were early in the morning that I accidentally slept through, but that's my own fault. So VidCon made sure that there was space for everyone who wanted to be there, and it was so cool because people got what they wanted out of it. And I think when you're paying that much money to go to a convention and experience something, like, you expect a certain thing, and that certain thing is to go to the panels that you want to. So I think VidCon did a really great job this year of making sure the spaces were large enough and that everything was spread out enough so that people could do what they wanted, and I really appreciated that. Something else that I thought was super cool about all of these panels was the intimate feel that each of them had. And even though there's enough space for everybody and there's enough room, they still felt like a small, close-knit group of creators who were there to kind of talk and learn from each other. I think most of them had like 200 people max, and then most of them ended on like a Q&A type thing. So if you had a question, the chances of you getting that question answered were super high. And that was just so cool that it felt like a real community. Being in those panel rooms with those panelists and with your fellow creators was just an awesome feeling, and I think it was totally worth it. Another really cool thing about these panels and how small and intimate they were was the fact that a lot of creators actually stayed after to just meet people. I met Tessa Violet, who, if you don't know, I did a cover of one of her songs. You can find it in the down bar below. But I met her and I got to talk to her and I got to like know her a little bit, and she's like the sweetest person ever. We took a picture together, obviously, but that was after like a 5-minute conversation, which was so cool, especially because I heard that the community meet and greets, which were like specific to the community pass, you had maybe 30 seconds or so to say like, hey, let's take a selfie, cool, all right, peace. But this was a real conversation, and it blew my mind. That was not something you could have done with a community pass, so I'm so glad I had that creator pass experience. Now that being said, there was one small thing that bothered me about the creator panels, and that was specifically in the Q&As when sometimes it was kind of hijacked into a personalized Q&A, like advice session type thing, like I'm a creator and I have this particular channel, or I'm making this specific video, and it wasn't for the good of the group. It wasn't necessarily a waste of time, but it was kind of just better questions could have been asked by the audience that would have gotten a better conversation going, I think. And you know, didn't ruin the experience. It was still a great experience, but that was just kind of one thing that irked me a little bit. It was almost self-promotion and like bragging, and I don't know what it was, but I didn't like it. So if you do decide to get a creator track pass next year, don't do that. Don't be that guy that asks about that one video that you have coming out next month, because people will be mad at you. I will be mad at you. All in all, I definitely think the creator track was a fantastic and much needed addition to VidCon this year. And if I decide to go next year, and if VidCon is offering the creator track next year, I will definitely be going with that one. I hope both of those are true, but we'll see what happens in a year. For now, I am super interested in hearing all of your experiences. So if you were at VidCon, I want to know what pass you had and like what experiences you had with those. So if you made a video, or if you just have a story to share with me, tell me in the comments below, or just tweet at me, message me, Snapchat, whatever your preferred form of communication is. I just want to hear your stories and kind of get a feel of how everyone else's VidCons were, because I'm actually super interested, so let me know. So yeah, that wraps up my thoughts on the creator track at VidCon 2015. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. Maybe you even learned something, or like thought a little bit about whether or not you want to go to VidCon next year and buy a creator track pass, which I think you definitely should, by the way. But if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Also, go ahead and check out and subscribe to my channel for new videos every VTab Tuesday. Greatly appreciate that. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and I hope you all have an awesome week. Bye.